Hi everybody! Obviously we are back from our recent road trip, the one where we rolled the dice to see what national park it would land on, and then we planned our road trip around that national park. It landed on the Rocky Mountain National Park, so we made a trip from Portland, Oregon to Colorado with many stops along the way there and some on the way back as well. Today I wanted to do kind of a road trip wrap up and go over the highlights, my favorite things from the trip, and some of the lowlights that we could have done without, the little sucky bits. But that's what makes a road trip memorable. And I also wanted to share with you the souvenir haul of stuff I got, as well as a photo slideshow, because my Instagram got hacked, so there's not as many photos on my Instagram as I was hoping to share with you from my trip. I had to start a brand new account, so my old account is no more. What happened is I was uploading pictures from the road trip, as you do when you get back. I was so excited. I was in the zone. I was uploading multiple shots in one post, where you could do like 10 pictures in one post. And I was doing, a set number every single day. And then just out of nowhere, I get an email saying that my password was changed on Instagram. And I'm like, no, it's not. I didn't do that. So I'm like instantly looking at it and getting, into Instagram and trying to like reset my password. And it was giving me this like runaround and not letting me get into my account. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck just happened? No idea still to this day. So I'm like instantly Googling everything. Like, what do I do if my account's hacked? Like, la, 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 all this stuff and things. And I'm doing everything that it says to do. It was absolutely nearly impossible to find anything for support with Instagram. Their customer support is like zero, suckage. There was like absolutely nowhere I could find a phone number to call and talk to somebody. There was no email to contact them. There was no chat, nothing. It was just a big ball of furious stress. So I followed what I could find, trying to reset my password. But obviously the person that hacked my account changed my password. They were super fast. I did find a thing in this thread that I was reading on Instagram where I could submit this form with a video selfie trying to prove who I am, and they would look into it, and it would take like 24 hours for them to get back to you. So I did that. But unfortunately, I guess it was a little too late. This hacker was so ding dang fast. He got in there. Not only did he change my password, change the email, change the name on the account, but he must have like just went in a fury deleting every single photo that I was in because my video selfie was declined. They said, no, sorry. They couldn't prove that it was my account. What the heck? I'm like, are you serious? So I reported the account multiple times, saying that this person's impersonating me. I had Shorty's account reported as well. A couple of my friends that followed that account also reported some of the stuff as well. Thank you so much for doing that. You know who you are. Oh my gosh, it was just a hot mess and getting absolutely nowhere with Instagram. I was just going in circles. Like I felt like a hamster on a treadmill, just going and going nowhere fast. So I just decided, you know what? I'm going to start a new account as a backup and we're going to go from there. I'll start adding a few photos daily and just keep a track on my old account and keep trying. And then, I don't know, the guy ended up setting the account to private. He had deleted all of my personal information, changed the name. None of my profile description was there anymore. And not only was the account set to private, but now the account's verified. It had the little blue check mark. I'm like, what? Okay, so this person went through all the trouble to hack my account to do nothing with it. Because most hackers, you would think, would want something out of it. Oh, excuse me. Like, not once did the person try to reach me to, like, you know, hold my account hostage and try to get money out of me to get the account back. As far as I know, he didn't contact any of my followers trying to get money out of them either. I thought for sure, because that was my biggest worry, that he was going to try to scam my followers and impersonate me and try to get stuff out of them. But I don't think that happened. From what I'm looking at right now, the photo is changed. The name is changed. It has the blue check mark. It's set to private. There's only 3 posts. I had over 3,000 posts because I've had this account for multiple years, and I love photography and sharing pictures that I take of events and crafts and different things and travels. So I had a lot of photos from the several years that I've had this account, and now there's only 3. The followers and following has changed as well. I don't know if any of my original followers are still following that account. I hope not. If you are, remove yourself. Do not follow this person that is, I don't even know how to say it. It's SSOCIOPATSS. That is not me. This was the Marie Winton 1 account, which is no longer a thing. It's gone. So my new Instagram, long story short, geez Louise, is I've created a new Instagram. I've started fresh, and that account is Gothic Beagle. It's a picture of me and Shorty and I as the profile. And I've been adding pictures from the road trip and kind of peppering in some of my crafts here and there as well, just to kind of bring all of my community back into the new account. So I'm trying to get the variety out there again. And I will be adding, not daily, I mean, I was doing daily for a while there just to get my account up and going again, but I'm going to start maybe weekly posting 1 or 2 photos as I go. And when I travel, obviously it'll be a lot more often. So, oh wow, 7 minutes, here we are. I'm still talking about Instagram. So I've got a new Instagram. I've got some photos there, but because I'm limited to how much I can share there, I will do a photo slideshow at the end of this video of all the pictures from the trip, because there's a lot of really cool photos, and not everything that we saw on the trip I vlogged. I didn't vlog everything, so there's some pictures of things that are not on the vlogs. Whew, wow, I'm babbling. This is gonna be a long video. So, high points. Let's get to those first, since we've been kind of Debbie Downer with the Instagram hacker. Oh, suckage. Anywho, highlights of the trip. It was amazing to see such beautiful scenery. I felt that as we kept driving, the scenery got better. Going into Colorado over the Rocky Mountains was just amazing. Checked off many bucket list things of things I wanted to see and do for the longest time. We saw many national parks too. We had just renewed our national park pass at the beginning of May. Before we took the trip, we went to Fort Vancouver and renewed our pass. So in 1 month's time, we saw, let's see, Fort Vancouver, Craters of the Moon, Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, Rocky Mountain National Park, Canyonlands, and Capitol Reef. 7 national parks in 1 month's time. That has more than paid for that national park pass. I think the national park pass is $80 for a year, and we saw 7 national parks in 1 month's time. To go to just one of those national parks was about $30 to $35, and we went to 7. That's incredible, and we still have a whole year. We have until May of 2024 to use the current pass. I'm beyond excited that that was able to happen. So that's a highlight. We saw some incredible wildlife. I wasn't expecting to see bison so up close and personal on the road, just passing us on both sides of the car. That was so cool. Just the memories we created. Those are all my highlights. Just checking things off the bucket list. I got to go to the Stanley Hotel. I love Stephen King. I'm a huge, huge fan of his work, his books, his movies. My all-time favorite movie is The Shining. I absolutely love Jack Nicholson. Um, we went to the Stanley Hotel, which was where Stephen King got the inspiration to write the book of The Shining. So it was really neat to walk around the grounds of this, oh my gosh, this historic, gorgeous hotel and see just all the beauty and go in the gift shop and buy a few things. That's going to be one of the things I'll be showing you here in a minute. That was the ultimate amazing thing, just going to the Stanley, as well as the Colorado Rockies and all the other things we did on our trip. So now the not so good things, the low parts, the suck, poopy things. I'm going to try not to dwell on a lot of the negative, because there really wasn't a whole lot of negative. The things that sucked in that moment, but now we can look back on them and kind of laugh about it, because it happened. The first night staying in Boise, Idaho, I woke up in the middle of the night to a horrific incident. My dog had a code V. Ugh. It was a very awful, disgusting mess all over the bed. Thankfully, that hotel that we were in that night had 2 beds. I was able to clean it up the best I could and then move into the other bed with Pete. So yeah, that was awful. What happened is I was a cheap ass. My bad. When we travel with Shorty, she doesn't like to eat her kibble that we normally give her. I don't know, she gets weird on the road. So when we travel, we buy these little cups of wet food that we mix with the kibble. And I was at Petco shopping and I saw this different brand that was on sale for half the price of what we normally do. We normally buy the Canada packs of wet food and mix with her Canada kibble. That's what she's on, her grain-free diet, which is by Canada. I bought this different brand because it was cheap, and I just thought, okay, I'm going to be smart, save a little money, buy this other brand. It was similar packaging and flavors and all the things. I was like, oh, she'll like it. Guess not. At first, we thought it was her birthday cake and all the treats, but we found out that it wasn't that, because the second night when we were in whatever hotel we were in the second night, I can't even remember now. I'm like, so I think it was Montana. She had another code V incident on the floor, and that was right after she'd got done eating her food, and she hadn't had any treats at all that day, so it was definitely the food. And I ended up throwing away that food, and we went and bought the right kind of food, and all was well the rest of the trip. So that was the worst low of the whole trip, just dealing with that. And it got fixed right away, easy peasy, thankfully. Whew, I thought she was, sick. That would have been horrible on the road. Yikes. My poor baby. What was another bad thing? My water bottle leaked all over the inside of the glove box, all over the car registration and insurance. And that wasn't too bad, though, because that was stupid. We went through 2-gallon jugs of washer fluid because there were so many bug guts along this road trip. That was kind of a low, gross, icky. Oh, okay. The ultimate bad, low, ish-to-poo thing. I didn't vlog it at all in the vlog. I actually didn't say a word when we were there because I was embarrassed. On our road home, the road trip home, the very last night, we were out of the reward points, so we weren't able to stay at the nicer hotels. So we just found a cheap place on hotels.com, kind of in the area of where we wanted to be, and that was a big mistake. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was in Bliss, Idaho. When we checked in, the outside of the place looked decent. When we got in, as we're walking down the hall to the room, I was like, this place is old, run down, it's seen better days. I'm like, okay, hopefully the room's okay. We go in, The room was clean enough. We did a bed check. There was no bed bugs as far as we could see with the little light and all the checking that we did. But it had a vibe. It was gross. So yeah, you could tell that it used to be a smoking room years and years ago because it still had that smell deep in the carpet and curtains and in the walls. You could tell it hadn't been updated, if ever. Old dingy carpet that probably has never had a shampooer on it. It was just gross. The table in the corner rocked. It was rocky. One of the chairs looked like a cat had scratched the back of it, and there were stains on the seat. When I sat down, I sat on a towel, and I noticed, looking at the wall, that the baseboard heater, that there was some yellow drips on it. I'm assuming was pee. It had a musty smell, kind of like old cigarettes, like an ashtray mixed with old pee. I have very sensitive sense of smell and allergies, and I could feel my sinuses starting to get triggered. It was very hot in this room, so Pete turned on the air conditioner, and that was a big mistake because that triggered my allergies even more. Instantly, my eyes are getting like really itchy and red and puffy, and I'm getting like sniffly. I can't breathe. There was no freaking way in heck I was going to stay in this room. And the bed, it was small. It was advertised as a queen when we booked it. It was not. It was a really, really small double. It was going to be just uncomfortable. Oh, and the way the room was set up, the bed was smushed in the corner up against a wall. So one of us would be smashed against the wall. I prefer a bed that has an end table little spot on each side so you can walk around and get in and out and not have to crawl over the person next to you. Oh, it was just no. So we were sitting there. Well, I don't know. I think we were in this room a total of maybe 15 minutes at the most. And we're looking at each other like, no, I can't stay here. We're just going to eat the money and leave because the office had already closed. We were the last ones to check in, and then they closed for the night. I'm like, oh, so we can't get our money back. So you know what? Let's just take our stuff and leave, put the key in the box, and sayonara. We'll never stay here ever, ever again. We'll find a place somewhere in the Twin Falls, Idaho area that's pet friendly, that's hopefully still open and taking a reservation. Because by this time it was already after 11:30 p.m. We had been driving all day and we were just exhausted. We just wanted a clean bed to sleep in that was quiet so that we can get up and do stuff in the Twin Falls, Idaho area anyway the next morning because we wanted to go to the visitor center and then Shoshone Falls. So our best find that didn't have a crazy expensive pet fee was Motel 6. They didn't charge a pet fee at all, and it actually ended up working way better. Motel 6 isn't the best, like, top of my list place to go to, but it wasn't the worst. It wasn't where we were just at in Bliss, Idaho, so we'll take it. So that was that. That, I think, was our worst highlight. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, my God, the more I think, the more stuff I find. Our drive home from Idaho to Oregon, we got about Boardman, Oregon, and the freeway came to a halt, and then they closed the freeway because there was a fire that ended up spreading because there was some serious high winds in that area, and it took us an extra hour to 2 hours to get home because Google had directed us in a detour off-roading in some field, and ended up just waiting it out and getting through it eventually. Oh my God, such a nightmare, but we made it home safe, sound, exhausted. So anyway, enough of all that because we're almost at 20 minutes. Holy gosh. Okay. The haul of stuff. Where do I want to start? This. These are tokens that Pete collects every time we go to a national park. He gets them from the various places we go. So this one is from Yellowstone. It's going to be really hard to show it because of the glare from the ring light. Grand Teton. This one is also the Grand Teton, a little different. There's the front and the back. Has an elk on it. I think that's an elk. Looks like it. What is this? This one is also Grand Teton. It's one side. There's the other. Yellowstone with a bison and Old Faithful on the other side. Here's a Bigfoot on one side and it says Sasquatch on the other. This is also a Yellowstone. This one has a bear on it. And then the other side is Old Faithful again. Craters of the Moon. One side. There's the other side. And then this one is from Rocky Mountain National Park. There's one side. And then the other side. And then these are from the Twin Falls, Idaho Visitor Center. We collect the state magnets from every state we've ever traveled to. And I had a list of ones that we didn't have yet. And we were able to pick them up at the Visitor Center. So this one is Michigan, Connecticut, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Florida, and Kansas. They didn't have Montana or Tennessee, so I will have to pick those two up off of Amazon much later. Right now, I'm just not even thinking about it. I did show this in one of the vlogs when we were in the hotel in Jackson, Wyoming. It's a coffee mug from Yellowstone National Park. It's a ceramic. I thought it was gorgeous. I love the purple. It reminds me of the old metal camping mugs. It's only $12.99. Not bad for heavy duty, good size coffee mug from a national park. It's pretty awesome. Next we have stuff from the Stanley Hotel. We got a couple stickers. So that's the Overlook Hotel carpet from the movie, and this is the Stanley Estes Park, Colorado. And then red rum. And then all work and no play, the typewriter. I have some stickers from The Shining coming from Amazon. And what I want to do eventually is get a good sized picture frame and do a sticker collage in the picture frame and then hang it on my wall. I have a shelf of Shining plushies that I've crocheted. I love The Shining, so I want to have it kind of near the shelf to complete my Shining collection there. So we have a dog collar that I got for Shorty. That's the carpet print from the Overlook Hotel. Trash in there. There it is. Super duper cute. And a red rum shot glass. It's red on the inside and then it says red rum on the outside. And then the token, when you come into park, they charge you $10 and they give you a token. And you're able to either keep the token when you leave, or you can return it and you will get a $5 refund. So it only ends up costing you $5 to park. But I wanted to keep this. I thought this was a really neat souvenir. So one side is the Stanley Hotel, and then the other side is the print of the Overlook Hotel carpet with an axe, and then it says 217, which was the room in the book. In the movie, they changed it to 237, and then at the bottom of it, it has 2023, which was the year, obviously. It's really hard to see. I will insert a photo here showing you the detail of the front and back of the token. Let's see, next we have a Bark Ranger Tuggy toy that I got for Shorty when we were at Yellowstone. They didn't have the Bark Ranger tags. None of the places we went on this trip had the Bark Ranger tags that we like to collect for her. But they had a line of Bark Ranger toys and accessories at Yellowstone. So I got her the Tuggy. I'm not going to squeak it. The other side says leave only paw prints. Thought this was super duper cute. And then we got a collapsible bowl that says Bark Ranger. This is a larger size than the other ones we have. We have several of these. And it's got the little carabiner clip. I loved the color of it. And then we got her a little bandana. This is one of those bandanas that you slide a collar through and then it goes on her. Thought that was really pretty. Last thing is this water bottle at Capitol Reef. So while we were on this road trip, my favorite Columbia Sportswear water bottle decided to spring a leak and it made a mess. Like I told you earlier, it made a big mess in the glove box. It was too bulky to fit in any of the cup holders. So I thought, okay, well, the glove box is nice, big, deep space. I'll just put it in there, and somehow it tipped over and then it leaked. So I replaced it on the trip with this new one from Capitol Reef because I thought it was gorgeous and I like the metal ones. Keeps your drink cold like practically all day long, or hot depending on, you know, your beverage. So that's cool. I have some things coming from Amazon actually today that will go with it. I bought a boot that'll protect the bottom, and then I've got a paracord strap for it that's coming, and that'll complete it. But I just thought this was stunning. It's so pretty. I was going to include the Amazon haul, but this video is already really long and I want to include the photo slideshow here at the end. So maybe I will do the Amazon haul as a bonus vlog, or maybe that could be next vlog, just to kind of give me a break in between. Yeah, let's do the Amazon haul in the next vlog, so this isn't too terribly long. That's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for joining me with all the road trip videos. If you haven't seen them all, I have a playlist down in the description so you can go and watch from day 1 to day 8, plus the bonus birthday vlog for Shorty because we celebrated her birthday while we were on the road, and this video will be in there as well. So there should be 10 videos total in the road trip from May. I hope you'll go back and watch them if you haven't yet, and if you did watch them all, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I thank you for all your support and watching of my videos. I'm going to quit babbling and go about my day so you can go about your day. Enjoy the photo slideshow. Have a great day. Bye, guys.